Welcome to Brocante and Bergamot.
B&B. Oh, Joyce is here.
Yes, and I need to go back to comments.
It's in the chat.
And Jan's here too. Hi, Jan. I said hi to
Peggy.
Mhm. Happy Monday. Welcome
Jan.
to our live chat.
I've got iced tea.
Yes.
Just tea this evening. Well, we kind of match. I've got a green glass. Yes.
I have just green tea with a lot of ice in it.
Colleen, hi.
Oh, Colleen's here. I've been chatting with her back and forth.
Joyce met the other Angela today. This is Indiana Glass. Colony by Indiana Glass. It's the King's Crown pattern.
Fitting.
But I iced my, it's caffeine free so that I can hopefully go to bed at a normal hour. But it's that cinnamon hibiscus tea that I had before. It's really good iced.
You have the yummiest sounding teas. All I drink is, English breakfast, Earl Grey, green tea.
Let me tell you, there's a company called the Spice Exchange. They have a lot of fun teas. Plus, they have some good spices. They make this truffle sea salt, which on eggs is delicious.
I get a little. I don't love. Sometimes sea salt is a little too strong. It's too much of the sea.
Oh yeah, you don't need very much of this. Well, it might not be sea salt. It's just a very coarse salt.
Okay.
It might not be sea salt. No, I think it was sea salt, but it's not like the huge chunk. Like they've crunched it down a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Sheila. So, and then it's just got like flakes of truffle, and so it's not cheap. But a friend bought me a little package of it, and I used it very sparingly on my scrambled eggs for like 3 years.
Do you cook with the truffle oils and those kinds of things? I know.
No, I've never bought truffle oil. I've watched so many. I watched so many cooking shows that and they always like talk about. Oh, I can't believe they went for the truffle oil. Oh, it's so overpowering. So I'm like, oh, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Colleen just celebrated her 1-year anniversary.
I know. I did. I watched that. That was wonderful.
I have to watch the recap because I was out being human early yesterday morning.
You're being human?
I went to a flea market early.
Well,
for me, 8 o'clock. No. 8 o'clock on a Sunday is early for me.
You know what? And that is where you reap the best rewards usually if you go early. So did it work out for you?
I found some cool stuff. There wasn't a lot of vendors because we had a giant thunderstorm that morning. So people were afraid to go.
Oh.
But there were some interesting things I got.
And your flea market is, are they tented? So the vendors still go out there or no?
No. If you bring your own tent, it's tented.
Yeah.
But, yeah, other than that. What about you? How was your weekend? Were you just like coming down from?
Yeah. I did have some fun with Peggy on Saturday.
Yeah, you went estate sailing.
I left the husband home to get all the, we had like a huge garage bag full of dirty clothes after 2 weeks of being gone. And he started the laundry and was being Mr. Domestic. And I went out with Peggy on Saturday.
Nice.
It was really nice.
I was because I staycationed, like, other than which I said this yesterday, but like all clothing in my house is clean, and apart from what's in the dryer, it's all put away.
Good for you.
Now, will that last? Even though I should make that last? No, probably not. Because.
But it's nice. It's nice to get. It's nice to get that start where you're back at square one, you know, and
I just need to set up a schedule where, like, say on like Tuesdays, do a load of laundry, you know, like, but still, like, I wash it and then it lives in the dryer until I need it.
Yes. Yes, Peggy. Cheers to my hubby. He is good. He is good. I'm a spoiled girl. But Peggy got a lot of stuff on Saturday that she brought to your guys' sale yesterday. Because I was watching and I'm like, oh, she got the
birds.
Yes, the birds. A lot of things. The little compacts. What else? A bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to find estate sales around here. It's just, there just haven't been many.
Do you check every week just to see? No.
Check what?
The estatesales.net.
Well, yeah, but they're just, well, I look randomly when I'm like, oh, I should see if there's estate sales, and there never are.
Okay, well, there's a lot in the Denver area. I usually try to stay close to my side of town because with gas prices, it's not worth it to drive all over town. I definitely don't recommend that. So,
no problem, Colleen. You can always watch it later. There's no requirement to be live with us.
You know, I do that all the time. I always like last night, I fall asleep watching Kathy Picasso Cat because hers just when they go really late into the night, I always end up falling asleep. But I start out, I'm there. That's somewhere in the middle.
Last night,
not off.
Last night, I don't think I was even up. I mean, I fell asleep early, which was good because this was the Monday of all Mondays.
Yes.
And I needed sleep.
Well,
I need more of it.
Yeah. You're
if you can't tell. Bull, but I have acupuncture tomorrow morning, so I don't have to wake up and go straight to work. I get to have a leisurely. I might make myself a real breakfast tomorrow. Hey, Susan.
Susan. Well, I definitely am intrigued with acupuncture. I have never tried it myself, but I would like to sometime.
I went back to work on Friday because I didn't get the whole week because we didn't have coverage. So I'm trying to figure out when I can take some more time. Hopefully around my birthday in September.
Yeah.
But at least a few days. Like, I'm going to work in some long weekends before that, hopefully.
Yeah.
But from now until the middle of August, it's the crazy get ready for the semester period. So.
It must be so fun, though, to work on a college campus. Just the energy. No? Your face does not concur with my statement at all.
Depends on the time of year, and it's mainly just it's just crazy. Oh yeah, see, that's what. So I have degenerating discs, and so that's really helping with that pain that I have in my lower back because I had back surgery as a child. I had severe scoliosis, and so got rods and fusion and all of that, but the vertebrae below that have been pulling, doing all the work, and they done doing it. So that's like when I went live the other night, it was because I was in a lot of pain, and I needed to distract myself from it and have a cocktail. So that's what I did. It was great.
would like to do that more often, but I don't
You
know.
can come on live with me.
Okay, because yeah, I don't
Anytime.
know if live. I don't know if anyone would. I'm not good at the, putting out all the messages so people will get there.
Well, Instagram does it for you. They're like, we're telling your followers you're live.
Yeah.
So people who have said, yes, I want to know when this person does stuff, will get a notification.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Good idea. Let's do that.
If you ever want to do it, we could do hauls or something.
Yeah, I don't.
We could just do B&B teasers.
Yeah, I usually don't have a lot of hauls. I mean, I don't know if you watch my videos. Usually, every once in a while, I'll have a big haul, but I'm not a.
You're more selective.
Yeah, I just don't drop. And Peggy saw it on Saturday. Actually, she witnessed like I will get to a certain amount and then I just stop. I just, I'm like, I spend $40. I'm usually good. When I have a big haul, it's usually a special occasion of there was a lot of things. I happened to have the cash and I went for it, but usually I don't.
Yeah, most of my hauls are stuff I buy for myself.
Yeah, and yeah, I do that too. But even for myself, I usually don't buy. I usually it's like one or two things, Thrifty hippie, yes, Peggy. She goes, I buy everything.
I want it all.
I buy everything. Yes.
Shall we dive on in?
You want to dive in? Okay. And I have to drive here, so add to stream. All right. Okay, so I did 2 celebrating collections, and this one isn't exactly, I know, a collection exactly. And I was talking with Angela about possibly making a new category, but I do have a little collection of chandelier crystals.
Rustic reborn.
Rustic
reborn rustics.
That's good. That's nice. I like that. That's good.
Sorry, we were trying to brainstorm. Yes. I love alliteration. So.
Yes. So I do have a little collection of chandelier crystals. When you go to estate sales, sometimes you just find them like in little bags. And I've been wanting.
There are uranium ones. If you ever find them,
oh my gosh,
I need them.
Okay,
because I need to turn that chandelier up there into uranium.
That would be cool. But I have always wanted to do something like this middle picture. I even have a lamp chandelier fixture top just like this. It doesn't have all the holes, so I would need to add extra holes. But I want to do this. I'm a little afraid, but I want to do this. And I loved the other ideas. I just think
I love the tea strainer ornaments.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen other kinds of beading with tea strainers, but I thought these were really easy ones. So crystals, you can just have a lot of fun with crystals, make little sun catchers. Even if you don't make a tiered one, you could make a spider.
Hey, Shadow Woman.
Shadow Woman, is your auction all over already? I was just over there. But yes, sorry, I'm getting distracted. The sun catchers, I've seen just little, long, simple ones, or I was thinking maybe I could try making a few spiders for Halloween like that photo. So we'll see if I can try to put my crafty pants on and do that.
I could do it. I wonder if I have. I'm sure I have crystals somewhere.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, I've got a lot of these, especially these teardrop ones. I've got a lot, so I should do something with them. All right, so next up.
That's me.
Yes, it's
me. So this is Floshy May Cottage. She has a business where she makes little fabric and paper kits for people to use for junk journal-y kind of things. And so this is actually her business setup, her fabric store. Look at the fabric storage on the right. That just makes me happy. That's all
intimidating.
It just looks you can feel how soft that stuff is. You know what I mean?
Yes. It's really, the colors are just all
Like,
dreamy and relaxing.
so and then, on the left, like she's got like little stamps, and then she's got, which I'm trying to do this. She's like got tins full of stuff that she actually uses regularly to
Mhm.
make it look nice. So like just thinking about like taking what you have to use on a daily basis, or have access to, and turn it into your collection. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just take it and make it pretty.
Yes. Yes.
And I love that table. Like I wish I had that table with the
The
little
table's
drawers.
fantastic. Oh gosh, I love the old work tables. Anytime I see one, in an antique store, especially like the old, like postal service ones with the cubbies and things, they're so
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
great. Yes, they
Like,
are so good.
and then all this is, she's got like, lace wrapped around cards and stuck in there, and then the tins have buttons and stuff in it, and yeah, it's good. And then if you see right above the fabric, there's a chandelier there.
Yes,
So
I see it.
I love the shiny with the shabby.
Mhm.
Your girl loves the dichotomy. Just looks so soft and pretty.
Yeah.
So that was the collection. So, like,
I
yeah,
love
I mean, the thing is, like, we all collect stuff, and maybe it's not like stuff you would consider a collection, but if you display it correctly,
Mhm.
it's art.
Yes. Wow. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to play that back. That's gonna be my quote for next week. Leave you with the quotables.
Teddy
Oh,
bears.
okay, and I wanted to celebrate collections of vintage and antique teddy bears, and the big picture is my collection. Those are my teddies on top of my grandmother's little dining hutch that I have in the bedroom.
I love them.
Those are my fur babies. I have a lot of
Is
ones.
that picture your daughter?
Yeah, in that little oval, that is my daughter when she was about 8 years old. Yeah, and these are all, well, not all of them, but some of them are from England. They're Mary Thought Bears there on the left. And then the two dark ones are the ones where people hand make them out of the antique furs or minks. A lot of people did that, I think, in the 80s and 90s, where they would repurpose the mink coats into teddy bears. And so those are two vintage ones that I found.
I have a lot of stuffed animals. I have a lot of stuffed animals because when you're a kid who was in the hospital for significant periods of time,
Yeah.
people just write you lots of stuffed animals.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And I do, I like to put like when I find little collars and things, like I put the collars on the bears. So some of them are, and the little bow ties.
That's cute.
Yeah. So anytime I find a collar, I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? I'll put it on a teddy bear. It's fun. Okay.
Now I want to put like my beaded colors onto stuffed
Yeah.
animals. Which most of them are so, because I want to find a place for them where I can like do them justice, maybe up in my guest room, but that's down the road. Here, I can move us
Oh,
along.
you got this one. Okay.
So this is a freckled
Ooh.
farmhouse. I just love this. Like,
Yes.
it's like she picked a number. I would assume that the number 5 holds a significance,
Mhm.
for this individual. I
Mhm.
couldn't find anything in her posts about it, but on the right is a close up, but on the left is a hutch, and she decorates it for, all the holidays or whatever. But this is just a general, isn't it? I love
I know.
the beige, like it's beige
It's
and black,
beautiful.
and it's like a sepia photograph. You know what I mean? It's
It
just it's
is.
that lovely
It is.
vintage
Mhm.
antique photo feel,
Mhm.
and then I like there is that hint of green there at the bottom if
Mhm.
on the left, but You see, she's got flower frogs. I love there's a couple different scales in there.
Uh-huh.
So it's, yeah. I just liked it. It's not really my aesthetic, but I was drawn to it.
Yeah.
And then there's so many textures in there too, because there's a basket, there's the wood spools, which I have some spools. I'm still working on what
Yes.
to do with them.
Mhm.
And it looks like a cake, an actual cake there in the middle. You know, that's iced, that bare ice.
I thought it was a painted box. Is that a cake?
It looks like I think it's a cake.
Oh, wow.
And now I want cake, but you know, whatever.
Well, I love the number.
And then the ironstone all mixed in there and stuff too. So.
Yeah, I really like that idea of finding different numbers. I've been wanting to find like initials.
Mm-hmm.
My initial and stuff. I do like initials. It's hard to find H's for me, but if I find an initial of someone, like when I found a little initial of an M for my grandmother, you know, I will pick that up and, you know, do little things with initials. But I have never thought of numbers, and I really like this.
Yeah, I do too. So I don't ever really come across numbered things, but then again, I've never really been looking. So I'd have to pick a number that was significant to me, but I don't know.
I know.
There's so many options.
Right. Yes.
But that's my second collection for the evening. Handling.
So, yes, for inspiring interiors, I decided to choose a beautiful, well, it's Versailles. I'm just going to say it's Versailles. French paneling.
Which, for those who don't know, Rococo was just the tail end of Baroque. So if you remember back to our Baroque discussion, Rococo just like smoothed some of the edges of the over-the-topness, but it was still over the top.
Yeah, so just French paneling in general. I love it. I think it just...
I love paneling. It's not like this.
I really love this kind. I would love to have.
I do too.
I would love to have that someday.
You would, nice. But you kind of really need a huge room.
Kind of do.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and this one's mine too.
Mm-hmm. I love this.
Don't you love this?
You love it so much.
Yeah, and that hashtag is just something I made up. That's not where I got it. I was just making like I was made up a hashtag.
Well, but this isn't your normal Victorian gingerbread. This is
special.
This is like quirky.
Yes.
It's like an Asian, but also like Eastern European influences.
It's just so much. And it's so good. I know. I love it too.
Now I'm wondering how I can add gingerbread trim to my house. Because the bower needs some funky trim.
Yeah. Oh, it's just, there's something about it. I said, oh my God. The colors, all the different shapes. And it's just, I think how they tied it in was the paint.
Yeah. Because that middle portion is brick.
Yeah.
With stone. And that was an expensive house to build.
Yeah.
In the day. And expensive to renovate, I'm sure.
Sure.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. I do too. I know, Joyce. I could live there very happily.
Mm-hmm. I can be a hermit there.
Yes.
Yeah. They're probably nice ghosts. So I found this Instagram. This house is in West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
I don't know exactly where, but
I love that.
Now I want to find out. Right. So I love the wall of landscapes, but this is the same room. She switches up the slip covers for the seasons.
Ooh.
So on the left was like wintry, right? And the right, she slipped like, nautical stripes for summertime. And then she tucked in little nautical references on her mantle and on the pillows.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I just love it so much.
I do too.
I love the landscapes.
Yes.
I love the landscapes. And then the next slide is in her kitchen. And I almost did this for collections, but I was like, I'm just going to put all, because I wanted to do her for inspiring interiors. But I love the plate wall. I need to find a place I can do that.
Yes.
And then I love how, like, all the old, because those are, there's like a butter mold, and then that herb cutter, and then the rack of copper on the top.
Yes.
Yeah, this is kind of the shabby I like. Forget the chic. Just give me the old, character-driven
yes
stuff. That's what I love. Love so much. But number 131, her name is Bambi.
Awesome.
And it says it was a 102-year-old house. So that means it was 1920 when this house was. It's younger. It's a young house compared to mine, But,
Now here's a question. It looks like she had original brick and she chose to paint over it white. Would you do that in your kitchen, or?
It would depend on the brick. Because, some brick, when it gets to a certain point, it just dusts everywhere and you have to seal it. Or if it's that ugly 70s brick, not true old brick, I would paint it then. But if it's that lovely red, good condition brick, I would not. I would love, I think, in my cat room, which was a converted porch, I might be able to expose the brick of the wall. And based on the random bricks I've found in the basement, it should be pretty brick. Yeah. But they painted the brick at the front of the house. They painted it red, just like the siding that they put on other parts of it. So I would love that exposed brick in that room, because then I could have another location for filming. I could have brick behind me.
Yeah.
But there's like this weird, I wouldn't call it grass cloth unless you like rubberized grass cloth. You know what I mean?
Okay, more of a vinyl type of
kind of a vinyl-y thing. So I have to figure out how to get that off. The rest of it's paneling. I know I could just pull that down, but and it's not the good paneling. It's the like 1990s, late 80s paneling. But so okay, tangent, but
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott.
Media must, and I can't believe it took me so long to get to good old Mr. Old Curiosity Shop Scott, because he is one of the people where I wanted to model my YouTube channel about. So I love this man.
Look at that lamp.
Yeah, he loves lamps. He loves a good lamp project. His interests lie in a lot of Art Deco, Art Nouveau. He loves deco. But he usually will buy items from about Victorian through mid-century to sell. He sells on eBay. And he is one of those guys that is a wealth of knowledge. So he has a lot of information to share when he finds things and when he just goes out and he does thrifting and antiquing. And I love the things he finds. He's kind of up more toward your neck of the woods over there.
He's in Philly.
That upper east. Yeah. That
6 hours from me.
And he always seems to get the best stuff at the Goodwills. It's amazing.
I know. I was just watching his videos the other day because I'm trying to catch up on some things. And so it was one of the ones I was like made a playlist and just watched a few of them.
Yeah, so I had to put him in there. If anybody has not heard of him or, uh, you know, really wants to, find a channel where someone who has a good heart, a good passion for antiques, and a lot of information, and he's a fun guy to watch. So I recommend the Old Curiosity Shop on YouTube. Yes.
Mine is not um, in any way truly vintage. It's from, I think these were published around 2003, 2004. And if you enjoyed Bridgerton,
Mhm.
this is in a similar vein, the Regency era, and it follows a family of brothers and sisters
Okay.
finding love, of
Mhm.
course, with drama. Oh, wait, I wanted to read from the, because it says that, meet the Bedouins, 6 brothers and sisters, men and women of passion and privilege, daring and sensuality, enter their dazzling world of high society and breathtaking seduction, where each will seek love, fight temptation, and court scandal.
Ooh, courting the scandal.
I used to consume romance novels at a ridiculous pace.
Uh-huh.
When I was younger, and if I hadn't had a major concussion, I would still be doing so. They have to be really good now to suck me in.
Mhm.
But I can still reread these. These are fun and fluffy. Now these characters, they're a little bit more, I'd say, fleshed out than their Bridgerton counterparts. I just found them more interesting, more compelling as people to root for. So if you're looking for, and I laid them out in order because I hate, when somebody's like, oh, here's a series. I was like, but which one comes first?
Okay.
Which one comes first? Slightly Married is first, which is funny because how can you be slightly married, right? But they're all slightly, and there are prequels about their parents, and then there are books about other characters that pop up through them that they then follow, because she has written, I was aghast when I was reading about her. She's written over 100 historical romance novels or novellas.
Wow, that's prolific.
She's originally from Wales,
Okay.
but now she lives in Canada. So if you're looking for pure and utter fluff that's set in a period of time, and the reason I love romance novels is because, one, they're usually pretty short, a couple hundred pages. There's no thinking involved. You ain't trying to solve a mystery. You ain't trying to, it is pure brain candy.
Yeah, it's not work to keep up on what's happening or who's who.
I don't know if they're on Audible. I haven't checked because I think I still have all of these books. I think they were spared in the flood. And you're guaranteed it will end happily.
Oh, they all end happily?
Romance novels all end happily. Now, there was one romance novel I read. Yeah, Nicholas Sparks, there's way too much angst involved in his books for me. No, don't like it.
No.
I don't want to cry unless it's from happiness. Okay? No, there can be some angst and some tension, because they all start out, they're like, oh, they meet, and then there's a problem, they have to solve the problem, and then they end up together. That's usually how they work. But there was one, it was touted as a romance novel. They killed the guy. Oh my
God.
I threw that book away. I didn't even recycle it. I threw it in the trash. Don't say you're one thing and do something like that. Cannot take it.
Oh my goodness, Angela. You are funny.
My medium host for this week.
Take it. Now we all need to pick up a copy of Slightly Married and get started.
We can have a book club. I have to find which box they're in because I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm doing the history highlight tonight, guys. And as you know, I've been on vacation for 2 weeks. So I picked something that was going to be fairly easy for me. So this might not be the most exciting, but it is interesting. But I got to add to the stream. There we go. Okay. So I did.
Fleur De Lis.
Yes, I did a little history assignment and learned a little bit about the Fleur De Lis. And it has been around a while. Okay, so as far as the origin, or like the origin as far as the French go, the French translation is fleur, meaning flower, and lis, meaning lily. So you think, okay, fleur de lis, it's the lily flower. But there are a bunch of historians have other thoughts on the matter. And a lot of them think that it's actually an iris because it actually resembles the shape of an iris a little bit more.
Yeah.
And oh no, I shouldn't put text. I can't read. Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah. I've been there.
Yeah, one 18th century historian speculated that it could come from the name of the river Lee, where yellow irises were common, where the Franks once lived before they became France as a country.
Mm-hmm.
And then another theory was connecting the Fleur de Lis with an iris because of an old medieval German word for the yellow iris, which is Lich or Lise. So there are, several reasons why it could actually be an iris, or in history before it actually could have meant an iris, and not a lily. But for today, it's basically it refers to a lily. Really quick, the Fleur de Lis, the symbol, it didn't start with the Franks. There are examples of where the stylized shape that resembles a Fleur de Lis, was used in other civilizations before that. And so I just grabbed this Scythian helmet is the biggest reference that a lot of websites mentioned as far as something that predates kind of French history with the Fleur de Lis. And then I grabbed the lotus because it kind of looks like a Fleur de Lis too, just like that's a stylized symbol of a flower. So yeah, just a little nod to, it didn't necessarily start as a French symbol specifically. All right.
Clovis.
Yes, I'm getting into the history of the Fleur de Lis, guys. So hang in there with me. We'll get through it together. All right. So Fleur de Lis, basically, you've got ties to both the monarchy and the church. It kind of goes hand in hand. So we've got a legend of King Clovis, and King Clovis is considered to be the founder of France. He was the first crowned king of the Franks. And so the legend goes that, well, first he was born a pagan, and they're saying that he didn't convert to Christianity until he is closer to his coronation to gain a larger following. And then the legend part, I don't know how it happened, but somehow it started that a story went that on his baptism, an angel in the form of a dove brought Clovis a golden lily that was born from the tears of Eve shed as she left Eden. And this lily was meant to represent Clovis's purification and became a symbol of Catholic tradition. Okay. So, and there's also other things, but I want to go to this one picture. Oh no, I've got this whole thing. I'm just going to skip forward really quick. See this picture. So what I thought was interesting. Okay, so that legend said that it was a dove giving Clovis a golden lily. And I just thought it was interesting that as far as pictorial things, with that story, changes seemed to happen because this is an illustration of that legend in a Book of Hours, which was like a medieval devotional text. And you can see God giving
illuminated manuscript.
The God at the top. He's giving the angel the banner with the 3 fleur de lis on the field of blue. So instead of it actually being a golden lily, he's giving the angel a banner, and then down at the bottom you're seeing Clovis holding that banner that was a direct gift from God. I just thought that was interesting that with all these things, there still are different kind of interpretations and different symbols used for those stories. Okay, so as far as a little bit of the background of how kind of the fleur de lis became really important as a symbol in the monarchy, King Louis VI was the first French monarch to use the fleur de lis on his shield to symbolize his nobility. And then in the 14th century, the fleur de lis was incorporated in the family insignia and sewn into the knight's surcoat, which was worn over their coat of mail, and that is considered the coat of arms. Which
I wonder if they were allowed to incorporate a fleur de lis because they were knighted. So like it was like showing nobility.
Yeah, and I think from what I kind of read, it also became a symbol of, it was really easy for the soldiers to recognize their own French, their own troops, because they would see the fleur de lis on the coats and they would know that that was their guys. And then I was kind of trying to translate as to how it kind of became this big thing in like heraldry.
Heraldry. Yeah.
Heraldry.
I have a book on heraldry somewhere.
So it kind of like, so this is kind of how it came. First, it's on a shield, and then it's sewn onto the coat of arms, and it becomes kind of a social status. And then King Edmund IV establishes the Herald's College to supervise the granting of armor insignia. And after that, the symbol is kind of seen all over in heraldry, which is like the coat of arms, shields, banners, as symbols of the monarchy. All right. And then I also have one more point of another thing kind of connected, like a big thing that a lot of people think of with the monarchy and like the fleur de lis on a flag. Joan of Arc carried a white flag or banner that showed God blessing the French fleur de lis when she led troops to victory over the English. So, and I have a picture of that too. So we went through that one. Here's a fun portrait because look at those gams.
14th.
Yes, look at those gams, guys.
But you're missing his stacked heels.
Yes, his heels. I know.
They're red. Stacked heels. Guys used to wear heels all the time.
Yes, and so this is a portrait.
And his ermine lined cloak.
Oh yes. And so you can see obviously that on this beautiful cloak, he has got a huge pattern of fleur de lis on a field of blue to represent the French monarchy.
And he's like showing off his sword, but like if you were wearing that, it would be impossible for you to draw that sword.
Yeah,
impossible.
So on this slide, I just up at the top thought it was a cool example of a coin that happened to have fleur de lis symbols on them.
Would that be an old franc?
They called it a blanc.
A what?
I don't know. A blanc is like a.
Oh, okay.
I don't. It definitely That's what they called it, a blanc coin. But this flag down here, this is the flag. This is a recreation of what they believe Joan of Arc carried into battle. So that depicts the Fleur De Lis with also God blessing the banner. All right. I think. Oh, I got some more. So
that's a plethora of Fleur De Lis.
it is. It is. So yeah, just a lot of symbols like this in the heraldic monarchy and symbols. And I just threw this in because it was cool. This is another symbol of a monarchy, but this is, and also because it's like, I guess, known as the Fleur De Lis tiara. But this was a tiara that was made for Ina Victoria Eugenia, who was a Scottish royal who married the King of Spain in 1906. And this thing is huge. Like it's known for being really.
She probably had French in her background because those monarchies intermarried.
Yeah.
So
could have. But it's not related specifically to France, but like you say, there could be French in there. And the Fleur De Lis was used through all the monarchies. Like the English used to use the Fleur De Lis to symbolize the English right to the French crown. They would use the Fleur De Lis as a symbol. So like it was constantly being used as a symbol of the divine right to rule. So like if they're wearing it, they're like, I have the divine right to rule.
You said she was Scottish?
Yeah, she came from Scotland. That's
because the Jacobites had French connections.
Okay.
So maybe they were hoping for French help when they were fighting the English, and then the whole Battle of Culloden happened, and so anyway, Bonnie Prince Charlie, he escaped to France, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did.
Joyce asked. Yes, they use a lot of blue, and it started with blue and a lot of the Fleur De Lis, and then like there was a point where someone started. It was one of the Charles that I read started to change it, and he just had the blue with the 3 Fleur De Lis. But no matter what stage or era you might see it in, it definitely was representative of the divine connection of the French monarchs, that they were blessed by God to rule the country. All right. Oh, I got a whole new slide. So we're going to remove that boy and add this guy. Okay. So this one's just a real quick touch on how the church uses the Fleur De Lis. It's basically used as a symbol of Mary. The Fleur De Lis, recognized as the lily flower, the church uses it as a symbol. So you will see a lot of statues, paintings, images of Mary holding a lily flower, and also used with the Fleur De Lis as a symbol of that purity, chastity, all related to the lily. And then also they decided somehow that, well, the Fleur De Lis, because the stylized version has the 3 petals, we're also going to say it represents the Holy Trinity as well. So, and then you have a few pictures of the church with the Fleur De Lis. Well, up on the top right with the blue background, that little charm, the perfect example of the Fleur De Lis with Mary as an emblem for her. And then on the left, that's just a really beautiful stained glass.
I want that window.
It's beautiful, from an abbey. And then on the bottom, this is a very, very famous chapel called Sainte-Chapelle. And this is the roof. And you can see the field of blue with all of the Fleur De Lis. But if you want to see something really impressive, go Google Sainte-Chapelle. It's a chapel about a block away from Notre Dame. And Sainte-Chapelle is famous for the wall of stained glass windows that go all the way around. It's very beautiful. where did I leave off? Oh, this was just something that I grabbed from French Canadian history that connects both the Fleur De Lis and the cross, where this is called the flag of the Sacred Heart, also known as the carry. I'm assuming that probably is said in French, like carillon. But this is a Catholic flag dating back to the 1600s and was used by the French Canadians as the standard in the, oh no, my slide is covering it up, but for the Battle of Carillon. Yeah, I can't read it because my slide thing is covering it, but it's like a symbolic flag that they carried during the battle, which they won over the British.
I put it in the chat, Joyce.
They put it where?
She asked how to spell Saint-Chapelle.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Angela. Right. So we've got the monarchy, we've got religion, and now when I do research on something, I usually like to do a little shopping. And so I picked out a couple things online that I thought were cool that were French antiques incorporating the Fleur De Lis. So, why did I put all of my text at the bottom? 18th century French carved panel. So this thing, yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's still very cool. And for the nominal price of $7,500, one of us could take that home. And I thought that was cool. It would look great on a mantle, like in a library, I think.
Or in my house.
And then I loved this. I found this on Cherish. So this is a really awesome French silk wall flag or banner with the Fleur De Lis. It's got the Fleur De Lis and the crown. And what I'm guessing is a lamb with the cross. So definitely connecting that monarchy and church together. I'm not sure how old the piece is, but I thought it was very well made. And I really liked that. And then this is beautiful. This is a faience Fleur De Lis vase. And faience is basically like the French majolica, similar type of a glaze. And I found that on First Dibs. And then I found a wall panel. I know.
That would look good above my mantle.
Yeah. Yeah, this Lolo French Antiques, they had a lot of good stuff. But I found two things with Fleur De Lis on it. So I loved the sconces. Those were great. And then more of a digestible price.
Oh,
I thought these were darling. Now these,
cute.
I would definitely, these are right up my alley. I would totally buy those.
I like this.
Yeah, I love them. Just the detail on the
I would stir my
handle. Yes, wouldn't you? Perfect teaspoon. And then one more.
Spode.
Beautiful. Spode transferware with the Fleur De Lis.
Doesn't Isabel have this set in gold? Isn't that Isabel's set?
It comes in gold, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So Isabel is the mother of Stephanie of Chateau Diaries. And she has this set in gold. And it lives at the chateau, and they use it when she gives permission.
Yes. So
I love that soup bowl. I have a Spode soup bowl in the pattern I like, and I love the two handles. And I want it to be soup weather so I can use it.
Yes.
It's too hot for soap.
So that was what I found out about the Fleur De Lis, and a little example of the shopping rabbit hole that I go down when I start looking things up.
I go down so many rabbit holes, and then I forget why I started, and then I buy stuff that I didn't know existed, but suddenly now I need.
Yes.
Say la vie. It's the collector life.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite thing you would like to show? Or I can go
Yes,
first. Because
you go.
if y'all follow me on Instagram, you've seen this already, but I'm still freaking out over it. So I'll show it again.
Hold on, I need to make you big. Hold on. Oh, that's
No, the one big person, two little people.
I got
There you
it.
go.
Yes. Okay.
It is a piece of Fenton cobalt glass with a carnival glass finish from around 1910. And it is the dragon and lotus pattern. So there's the dragon. There's the lotus. Look at that oil slick. Look at it.
Beautiful.
That's how you know it's an old one. And then look at the peacock feathers in the center. Well, I call them peacock feathers because, but it also looks like little like daisies.
I love it.
And then the flowers here. And that's so good. Like any carnival glass I have come across in the wild has been grapes. And I know Sheila likes the grapes. I'm not a fan of the grapes. It's just, I don't know. It's just something about it. But I found this in a Fenton book and I was like, oh, dragons. I need dragons. And I told Heather earlier, if I ever own a pub, it will be called the Dragon and the Lotus. Because it's a perfect pub name.
Perfect.
Perfect pub name. And now I need more pieces of it, but it is not easy to find because like if you can see, this is pretty thin for pressed glass. It is pretty thin. And it is the tri-mold. So
and the tri-mold just shows the 3 lines. Is that?
Yeah, that means it was a 3-part mold.
Okay.
And is a hallmark usually of older pieces or just, higher manufacturing quality. But it is a blue glass underneath this, which you probably won't be able to see. Let's see. Oh, I do love the Persian. I love the Persian medallion too. I also want to get there's one they call a heart and vine, which definitely looks like peacock feathers, which I find lovely. Where is my? Here we go. See the cobalt there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that is my favorite thing.
I love it
right now. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where to put it, but I just had to. It's so good.
So good. You'll find the perfect spot, I am sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the heart and vine. It's so pretty too.
So I purchased from Merry Ancestral Beginnings a really fun, what were we calling it again? Relics Reborn.
Oh yeah.
This is a perfect example of Relics Reborn. She made this really awesome necklace with a frozen Charlotte in a little resin tin, and the tin she used is like an old vintage, probably medicine tin.
It says mellow.
What is something. I can't read it, but maybe you guys can.
Mellow. Voke. Scheller. Tooth and something.
Soothe. This is, I think, soothe. Yeah. Maybe some sort of ointment. But I thought this was great, so I picked that up. So this is a new favorite thing.
Because you find a lot of those frozen Charlottes busted up. So
yes, and I really think that's the charm of them is, them
maybe pastilles.
with an arm or foot missing. Oh yeah, maybe that's what it is. Pastilles. It's really rested there on the back. But
It's rusty and crusty.
yeah, it is. So that's my new favorite thing. And then we have a quote.
I have a quote.
We have a quote.
It's from a Mary Balog book. I prefer to believe the opposite, that there is always an indestructible beauty at the heart of darkness.
Ooh.
It's from A Secret Affair. I forget which series that one belongs to. But I didn't pick it for any particular reason.
I love it. I love it.
Except
it's moody.
There's some dark times happening right now. So, you got to look for the beauty in things.
Absolutely. And Joyce, I have some that I have purchased online. I've never found a frozen Charlotte like that in the wild either. I found the flapper dolls, but those really, some people call them frozen Charlottes, but they really aren't technically. Yeah. So
maybe next time you do history, you should. Well, why is it called that?
Oh, why is the flapper doll called the flapper doll?
Why is the frozen Charlotte called a frozen Charlotte?
I don't know. That's the thing is sometimes I will look up things and I think it's going to be interesting and then I don't get excited about it. Like I looked up because someone had suggested the history of the button and I started looking at the history of the button and I wasn't getting excited. So I didn't pursue it.
The button has been around as long as we've had clothes. So finding out exactly when a button started is about as futile as a game of button, who's got the button.
But sometimes you just try different things and then you find something that you start reading about and you're like, well, this is kind of interesting. And then you kind of move forward.
Depressing, Joyce. She said because a child fell in a frozen lake.
Ooh. That could be true. I don't know. It's not.
Very dark.
It's dark for sure.
maybe that's a Halloween highlight.
Oh my goodness.
And now she haunts every single doll.
Oh my, was I talking to you about, no, that was one of my college roomies this on my past trip. But
do you want to see something funny I just got?
Yes.
Wait, let me go grab it.
Okay.
Because I died laughing.
Oh wow. But what I was thinking was what Angela just said. Doesn't it sound like it is the makings of a really fun short story? The Frozen Charlotte doll. Or the original Frozen Charlotte who haunts people.
Okay. So I did a video where I unboxed this. It's an antique.
Ooh, yeah, I remember.
With the spiders.
I love that. Yeah.
And so I was on Mercari and I saw another one.
Okay.
For a pretty good price.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, everybody really liked it, so I'll get it. And then, I can still keep this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it says antique spiritus frumenti, 100 proof, an alcoholic stimulant made from the fermented mash of grain, non-refillable. And I love the spiders and the spider webs on it.
Stunning bottle design.
And this tag is metal, and it still has its paper on the back.
So beautiful.
So I got another one.
Okay. And why do I get the feeling you're not going to let this one go?
I'm still not letting this one go. This one, maybe. It didn't have dimensions.
I love it.
It didn't have dimensions on it. And having this one, I was like, oh my God, it's But it's a little tiny version.
I love it. I was getting all excited, like I could get a bottle from you, and now I'm like, I know something about this bottle is different, and she's not going to sell it.
Flannel. That's a baby.
I love it.
I'm crying. Anyway.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll have to think about whether or not I can let this one go.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't. So I would definitely not blame you because that's adorable.
It's so cute.
It is.
It can go on my tiny thing shelf.
You don't want to keep them together? I would probably keep them together, but
this one they were hanging out together on my china cabinet. So.
Oh my goodness.
I know, because I got a box and I didn't recognize the name. I was like, well, this isn't a reseller. I was like, what could it be? This is a small box. And then I was like, anyway, I need one in the middle. I need a mid-size.
Do you think they make a middle?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over 100 years old. It's like late 1800s is when that was made. So no idea, but I'll keep my eye out because no, one more.
Yeah.
Though if I get another one of either size, I will happily pass them on. But I was hoping I could give you all the chance to get one. And then it was a baby. I couldn't.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't.
The luck you have. All right. Well, on that note, I have to say this was a very fun chat night.
Fantastic evening. I don't think it's a salesman sample because it's antique whiskey blend. It says something with patent office. Minted mash of grain. No, it doesn't say anything. And it's got a little cork and lid. Which I'm afraid to try to open it. But
ooh, yeah. I mean, the worst thing would be too much pressure and you crack the glass. So
I don't want to do that.
No, you do not.
I don't want to do that. But yeah, thanks so much to everybody for coming. I hope you have a fantastic week. Okay. Feel free to share with either of us anything you would like to see or for us to dive into. We love participation.
Yes, if you have a new favorite thing or if you have anything to share, we would love to get ideas and photos, please.
Love you guys.
We love you.
Have a great night.
Great night, everyone. See you next Monday. Oh, and don't forget, Angela and Peggy have Sunday matinee.
Oh, yeah. It'll be on my channel this coming Sunday. So.
On Angela's channel this Sunday. All right, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh, ending broadcast. Bye.